legends and myths from different cultures, myths vs. reality. Hello, Reddit. I've been fascinated by myths and legends from various cultures for a long time and decided to do a bit of research. In this thread, I will discuss some well-known myths and try to separate fiction from reality. I hope you enjoy it. The myth of the Yeti abominable snowman. Myth: the Yeti is a gigantic, fur-covered creature supposedly living in the Himalayas. It is often described as a bipedal giant with long arms and legs covered in dark or light fur. Legends say that the Yeti kidnaps people, leaves huge footprints in the snow, and emits eerie, terrifying sounds. In many stories, the Yeti is also endowed with incredible strength and can travel vast distances. Real facts and legends. Stories about the Yeti or Migo are part of the folklore of Himalayan inhabitants like the Sherpas and Tibetans. In these cultures, the Yeti is considered a mountain spirit or protector of sacred lands. Yeti legends include tales of the creature guarding holy sites or helping those who are lost. Modern searches for the Yeti began in the mid-20th century, when climbers and explorers started encountering mysterious tracks in the snow. In 1951, the first photo of supposed Yeti tracks, taken by Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, sparked significant interest. However, subsequent investigations showed that these tracks were often misinterpreted or belonged to other animals. For example, in 2002, DNA analysis of Yeti samples revealed they were actually from a bear. Many Yeti sightings can be explained by animal tracks, such as those of bears that appear unusual in soft snow. The Yeti legend is also linked to local beliefs about mountain spirits and ancient hunters who used stories of supernatural beings to protect their sacred places. 2. The myth of the Loch Ness Monster. Myth: the Loch Ness Monster, or Nessie, is a gigantic aquatic creature said to inhabit Loch Ness in Scotland. Nessie is described as a creature resembling a plesiosaur, an ancient marine reptile with a long neck and a small head. The legend of Nessie includes numerous accounts of the creature emerging from the water, demonstrating its power and frightening both locals and tourists. The Loch Ness Monster legend gained momentum in the early 20th century, particularly after the publication of the surgeon's photograph in 1934. This photo purportedly showed Nessie in the water, but it was later revealed to be a hoax involving a model made from a toy dinosaur. Despite this, interest in Nessie remains strong. Modern investigations, including sonar surveys and underwater camera usage, have found no evidence of a large aquatic creature in the loch. Experts attribute many Nessie sightings to optical illusions caused by wave patterns and floating objects, such as logs. However, the legend of Nessie continues to attract tourists and researchers, and Loch Ness remains one of Scotland's most famous tourist destinations. The Nessie myth may be related to ancient myths of water monsters and spirits prevalent among local inhabitants. 3. The myth of the Transylvanian vampires. Myth: Count Dracula, a vampire who supposedly lives in Transylvania, is an immortal being who feeds on the blood of his victims. The legend describes him as being able to transform into a bat, possessing hypnotic powers, and being able to turn others into vampires with his bite. It is also believed that Dracula can only be killed by a wooden stake and special rituals and magical symbols. The story of Count Dracula was popularized by Bram Stoker's novel Dracula, published in 1897. The novel is inspired by the historical figure Vlad the Impaler, known as Vlad Dracula, a ruler of Wallachia in the 15th century. Vlad the Impaler was notorious for his cruelty, especially his method of execution called impalement, where victims were impaled on a sharp stake. The vampire myth existed long before the publication of Stoker's novel. Slavic and Eastern European cultures had legends of vampires, also known as uppers, believed to be dead beings returning to drink the blood of the living. These myths often explain diseases such as tuberculosis and other unexplained ailments that led to death and resurrection. Stoker's novel added elements of magic and the supernatural, forming the basis for numerous subsequent films and books about vampires. 4. The myth of the chupacabra. Myth the chupacabra is a bloodthirsty creature that attacks livestock and drains their blood. It is described as a small, spiked beast with red eyes. The chupacabra myth began in Puerto Rico in 1995, and since then, the legend has spread across Latin America and the United States. The chupacabra myth began in the 1990s when reports of livestock attacks emerged in Puerto Rico. Many accounts describe livestock found dead with their blood drained. Investigations revealed that many cases were caused by wild dogs or coyotes suffering from mange. This disease causes hair loss and changes in appearance, making animals look similar to descriptions of the chupacabra. Some experts believe the chupacabra myth may result from fear of the unknown and social panic when a series of mysterious events occurs. In reality, the chupacabra has become a symbol of fear and mystery, and its legend continues to attract attention and inspire various investigations and expeditions. 5. The myth of the Golden City of El Dorado. Myth El Dorado is a mythical city entirely made of gold, supposedly located somewhere in South America. Spanish conquistadors believed the city was filled with immense wealth and was situated by a large lake. The legend of El Dorado inspired numerous expeditions in search of this mythical city. The legend of El Dorado originated from the rituals of the Muisca people in Colombia. Tribal leaders would cover themselves in gold dust and dive into a lake as part of a ceremony. This ritual, known as El Dorado, symbolized wealth and power. The rumors of such wealth led to the creation of the myth of the Golden City. Numerous expeditions, including those led by Francisco Orellana and Gonzalo Pizarro, sought El Dorado but found no evidence of its existence. Instead, research revealed that the myth of the Golden City might be the result of exaggerations and misinterpretations of local rituals. Nevertheless, the legend of El Dorado continues to inspire explorers and travelers, and its story remains a significant part of South American cultural heritage. 6. The myth of the Moon Man. Myth the Moon Man is a mythical creature living on the moon, which appears only during full moons. It is said to be able to leap from the moon to Earth and leaves its footprints on the moon in the form of mysterious figures. The myth of the Moon Man includes many stories about its supernatural abilities and interactions with the human world. The Moon Man myth has roots in various mythologies, including Native American legends and European folklore. For example, in some cultures, the moon is associated with magic and mysticism, and its light is believed to have supernatural powers. In reality, no evidence of inhabited beings on the moon has been found. Moon missions, including those of Apollo, did not uncover any evidence of living entities on its surface. The Moon Man legend is often seen as part of mythological folklore, where the moon and its light have significant symbolic meaning. The myth of the Moon Man may result from ancient beliefs and attempts to explain unusual phenomena, such as lunar craters and light effects. 7. The myth of the Devil's Mountain. Myth Devil's Mountain, located in Central America, is said to be a place where demonic rituals take place and demons dwell. Locals report seeing strange lights and hearing eerie sounds at night. Legends about Devil's Mountain often include tales of evil spirits and supernatural occurrences. The legend of Devil's Mountain has roots in the folklore of local tribes, who associate the mountain with spiritual rituals and supernatural phenomena. Scientific investigations show that many of the sounds heard in this area can be explained by natural phenomena, such as wind creating unusual noises and sounds. Studies also suggest that some light seen in the area may result from atmospheric conditions, lighting, or natural chemical processes. Myths about demons and supernatural beings may be linked to ancient religious and cultural beliefs that associate unusual natural phenomena with spiritual entities. 8. The myth of the dreamcatcher. Myth a dreamcatcher is an amulet designed to protect the sleeper from evil spirits and bad dreams. It is typically a hoop with a web inside and is often adorned with feathers, beads, and other elements. The myth suggests that the dream catcher traps bad dreams in its web and allows only good dreams to pass through. Dream catchers originate from the Ojibwe culture of Native Americans. According to tradition, dream catchers were used to protect against bad dreams and create peaceful sleep. Each dream catcher has a unique design and symbolism based on tribal traditions and beliefs. Modern research shows that the belief in the protective qualities of dream catchers may be rooted in cultural and psychological factors. Many people believe that having a dream catcher helps them cope with nighttime fears and stress. Dream catchers have also gained popularity beyond native cultures and are often used as decorative items. 9. The myth of sirens. Myth sirens are mythical beings living in the sea who attract sailors with their enchanting songs. They are depicted as women with fishtails who sing alluring songs to lure sailors to their doom. Siren legends include tales of sailors losing their sanity due to their singing and ships wrecking on rocks. Sirens originate from ancient Greek mythology and are mentioned in works like Homer's Odyssey. In myths, sirens are depicted as creatures with a woman's head and a fish's body, using their singing to lure sailors. These myths served as warnings about the dangers associated with sea voyages and helped explain unexpected disasters and losses. Scientific studies suggest that sirens are likely symbolic representations of maritime fears and dangers, such as storms and rocks. Siren myths may also be related to ancient folklore about spirits and sea creatures, which were widespread in various cultures. 10. The myth of Pirate Jack the Bloody. Myth Pirate Jack the Bloody is a ruthless pirate who supposedly left numerous treasures on uninhabited islands. The legend says that his spirit still roams the seas, guarding his treasures and seeking revenge on those who try to find them. Jack the Bloody is described as a cruel and inhuman pirate who will stop at nothing to protect his wealth. Stories about pirate treasures are often part of maritime myths and legends. Jack the Bloody, as a character, is a fictional figure frequently found in literature and film. Real pirates, such as Edward Teach Blackbeard and Bartholomew Roberts, left their mark in history, but their treasure stories were often embellished or fabricated. Myths about pirate treasures may be connected to real historical events such as looting and hiding riches. Real pirate stories include many tales of lost treasures that were sometimes found but often remained myths. The legend of Jack the Bloody continues to inspire literature and cinema, remaining a popular archetype of pirate myth. That's it. If you have your favorite myths or stories that you want to discuss, leave your comments below. I'm always interested in hearing new stories and learning about which myths and legends fascinate you.